Barmy Badger Army, welcome to today's show. Today we're going to be doing Off the Bench. Nick isn't about for a few weeks, so I thought why not continue the On the Bench series, but just with a different spin. So here we go, it's going to be me talking about a variety of different topics that are out in social media that we've been thinking about doing. So today we're going to talk about Jerry Seinfeld to direct and star in a movie about Pop-Tarts. We're going to talk about Sonic turning 30. Happy birthday to Sonic. Blockbuster video, and of course Harrison Ford being injured on the set of the new Indiana Jones film, and mince pies in June. Isn't that insane? So yeah, Jerry Seinfeld has a very dry sense of humour. He's a very interesting kind of guy. And I watched Seinfeld here and there, not that much when I was a nipper, but a little bit. And I remember him having a very dry sense of humour. And the fact that they're going to be making a Pop-Tarts movie seems quite an eccentric idea. Now, is this like a romantic comedy revolving around Pop-Tarts? Is it about the creation of Pop-Tarts? I don't know, but I'm very curious to see what happens there and how it's going to work out. Because all I remember is burning the absolute hell out of my mouth on Pop-Tarts all the time. Now, Pop-Tarts was in the UK for a good few years, wasn't it? And then they sort of disappeared. And now you can sort of get them via import, which is quite interesting. And here and there, you can get all the different American flavours, especially in Costco, and of course the American section in Tesco's and other places like that. But of course, the different flavours were fantastic. You can't beat the chocolate one, really, because that was delicious. The jam one was fantastic, with all the white topping on top with the sprinkles, but it would burn the absolute hell out of your mouth and it would leave you absolutely dying, but for some reason you would always go back for more. But you know, because they just don't taste the same cold. I've tried them cold without getting putting them in the toaster, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They just taste like, you know, a bland bit of cardboard. Heat them up, they're absolutely delicious, but of course there is that sweet point where you've got to be careful not to burn them, otherwise they will absolutely hurt the hell out of your mouth. What experiences have you had with that, and have you burnt yourself with Pop-Tarts? And what's your favourite Pop-Tarts flavour? Yummers. So of course, Sonic is now turning 30 years old. Now, I've got some interesting memories of Sonic the Hedgehog, which mainly involve me as a young nipper. Obviously, I think I was around 10 at the time, maybe a tiny bit younger. But, you know, childhood in the 80s is a big blur for me. Get it? Blur, Sonic, never mind. And it's one of these things where it was so much fun. But I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and because I was used to Mario on the Game Boy, a bit more of a slower pace, I absolutely flopped terribly. I think I was around like an old friend who lived near my mum's, and I flopped so bad. In fact, I remember them raging at me, going, go this way, what are you doing? Because I just didn't understand how it worked to begin with. And it took me a long time. I think it took me like a good few years to get back into Sonic afterwards, because obviously I rage quit at the age of 10. But yeah, so I rage quit Sonic at the age of 10. Fast forward a little bit longer. I was always interested in Sonic, but I was just terrible at it. I think I had Sonic the Hedgehog next on, of course, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which was like a rare imported, you know, American console at the time, which I managed to pick up at some random sort of like game exchange type place in Romford. And the Neo Geo Pocket Color is a great little console, or I should say handheld. That was a really fun little thing to play about with. And I really enjoyed some of the games on that, but we'll go into that another time. But yeah, that was one of my favourite Sonics, and you could play as Sonic, Tails and Knuckles on there, I believe. And that was really fun. And there was a cheat where you could basically use tails and fly around pretty much every single level and get it completed within half an hour. It was really easy and really fun. But yeah, that's what brought me back into Sonic the Hedgehog. And of course then I've played Sonic Mania on the streams. I've played Sonic Forces on the streams, which was fantastic. I played, what was it, Sonic Generations I had on the PS3 for a little while. That was good fun. But overall, I would have to say my favourite Sonic game of all time, between number 1 and Forces, I would definitely say, you know, this is controversial, guys. Forces is probably my favourite Sonic game of all time. It just has a little bit of everything for you. Fantastic music and really good graphics, fast pace, and the fun Sonic the Hedgehog elements. But yeah, those are some of my favourite times, and I really enjoyed streaming it with you guys. And of course, Sonic races we've been doing as well. So we've been doing a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog on the streams and stuff, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, I think Sonic Forces and Sonic Racing is definitely one of my favourites. The racing aspect is just hilarious. You know, we had some great times with Kamikaze, Voice Legend, and Death of Rats and everyone. It was such a laugh. And that's some of the fun memories I bring with me about Sonic. And of course, I love the art style. I still haven't managed to draw Sonic properly. I never get quite the dimensions of the feet and the spikes right. But, you know, so it takes me a bit of time to get used to how to do it. But I'm getting there. I think it's just a difference of light and shade, foreground and all that sort of jazz. And where, in relation to the picture, is his feet and stuff like that. But I'll get there eventually. It will take me a bit of time, but I'll figure it out. You know, so there you go. I also want to talk about Blockbuster today. Blockbuster Video. Oh, Blockbuster Video. Now, Blockbuster Video, what can I say about this place? You know, I miss it. You know, there's something missing. You know, when you're going on Netflix or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime, there's just something that's missing. When you're scrolling through all the stuff, you know, it's like an instant fix, isn't it? You're able to pick up everything you want. But there was something really fun about having a little day trip to Blockbuster, you know, having a look round. You know, you each could choose a different film, and the horror section was fantastic. You could go through each different one. You'd be there for hours looking at all these different films because, you know, obviously back in the day there wasn't instant news about all these films. There was plenty of films out there that did really well that you'd never heard of in the UK market. So that was really interesting, being able to browse all these different films. And I think I read, you know, lots of different backs of them. The first time I ever watched Scream was because of Blockbuster Video. The first time I ever watched American Werewolf in Paris was because of Blockbuster as well. And I got the best tapes. What you could do back in the day was you could use these things where you had old school tapes where they had been ex-rental, and the quality of the tape was fantastic. It was almost like, you know, the quality of Blu-ray or DVD, because it was not seen then. You know, you had a thicker tape. It's hard to explain, but all I know is that all the horror films and stuff I had were on this thicker tape that lasted longer, and the picture quality was better. And I used to buy them. They were ex-rental ones, and the quality was fantastic. That's all I can explain. I don't really know the science behind it, but you guys might. But all I know is that the tape was thicker, and it allowed for, obviously, a clearer picture and things like that. It was far better, and it was really enjoyable going home, getting these tapes, getting your snacks from Blockbuster, because that's what they had down, you know. They held these movie snacks, which was really yummy, and you would buy all your snacks, and you'd rent all your films, and then you'd go home and do it. And there was more of a choice, so it was more of an experience, more of a day out for everyone, I think, where it would be really fun. You'd have a nice little day out, you could explore the surrounding area, come home and have a great film night. And I think maybe that's something that's lacking now. I mean, obviously you've got the Disney Plus premieres, but they're very expensive. They're like £20 a pop. so they're not quite as cheap and cheerful as maybe a Blockbuster. You know, you could get all your snacks and all your stuff and all your everything, all your day out for 20 quid, really, couldn't you? Whereas before, now it's that much for one movie. But yeah, so that's something that's missing these days, is going to see a film outside of the cinema an experience. So hopefully that comes back, because I do miss the cinema and I am looking forward to going. We never got to go when I wanted to go before, just because there was nothing decent out and Badger Jr. didn't want to see Peter Rabbit, so there you go. Now we're going to talk about Harrison Ford being injured on the new Indiana Jones film. How does that make any sense, man? You're 70 odd, why are you doing your own stunts? But props to him. Really great news that he's managing to do that, you know, and obviously he really wants to make something of the film. You know, I really hope it does fantastic, and I really hope it does good fan service to the original films, because my God, the Crystal Skull was pants. It really was. You know, I remember going to see that with an ex-girlfriend, and even watching it at the cinema, I was like, man, this is pants. Yeah, I remember really looking forward to it, and within the first half an hour, I was like, this is going to be terrible. So I really, really hope that he's going to be able to redeem it and really explore the mythos of Indiana Jones and really find a way to propel the series outside of him. Perhaps they'll bring in the young Indiana Jones actor, because I remember watching that show and it was great. So I really hope they do something with the mythos of Indiana Jones and they're able to carry it on even without Harrison Ford, because I think it's there. It's a great IP, it's a great property, and it'd be great for new generations to see it and explore it. And I think that's what he wants to do with this. You imagine one or two more films and it will be introduced to the new generation. I think that's great. I'm really looking forward to him being able to do that. And I can't wait for Badger Jr. and me to watch Indiana Jones when he's a bit older, because he gets scared now. So I can't wait for him to see the new one. And perhaps I'll even start with Crystal Skull, because that's a bit tamer, and work my way to the other ones. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new one and hoping that it redeems the franchise. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Now, I was in Aldi today, and there was mince pies, especially selected mince pies in the shops. Why is there mince pies in June? I know everyone's trying to do Junemas or something like that, but it's insane. There was pickled walnuts there, there was like crackers, there was all sorts of stuff. What is going on? Is there a large amount of people that are celebrating Christmas in June? Do you know anyone who is doing this? Is this a thing? Have I missed the boat? Should we have celebrated Christmas in June? Should we have had a Badger Show party? Junemas? I don't know. Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments, because I just think it's insane. What have I missed? How has this happened? And why are people eating mince pies in June? I don't get it. Because otherwise I would have had my sherry and my pineapple and cheese on the stick at ready with a dodgy film. Oh dear. You know, who doesn't watch Speed at Christmas with about a ton of Pringles? You know, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, they had it made there. It's a fantastic, quintessential, you know, turn your brain off Christmas film. That and Batman Returns. What? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the first Off the Bench. Let me know if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now, Barmy Badger Army. See you next time. And Nick will be back with us very soon, doing On the Bench with us all the time. Fingers crossed. And I'm going to meet up with him very soon, and we're going to bulk film some videos as well. So that's going to be good news. Right, see you all soon. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you enjoyed this in the comments. See you later. Bye.